Hi there, I'm Ian Warner, and this is another episode of A Friendly Chat About. Amazing what you can do when you try to apply a little professionalism, isn't it? Fortunately, I am using a free recording program, and it may be a bit stuttery. Also notice my shirt has changed. You'll get this a lot because I only record these when I have time to do them. Anyway, today we are talking about Tough Justice. Now, I have actually released Tough Justice. So, here we go. Tough Justice, the book. 256 pages of sheer insanity, really. Nobody reckoned this would sell, and it's not done too badly. It's not exactly a bestseller, but it has a kind of a cult following, and thanks to 2GM's one mic, I think we've got a few more sales than we were expecting. Anyway, this video will go through, just like the pilot with Courtesans, this video will go through some basic information about the game and what my inspirations were and how it all came together. Anyway, also stay tuned for the idents. Inspirations, well, this is an easy one. A lot of the time when I'm coming up for a game that isn't a Shadow World game, and Tough Justice just happened to be the first of those, I think, what license would I love to have? And I would love to have had the Garrow's Law license. However, of course, dealing with the BBC, as people at Cubicle 7 know, is rather irritating, and I don't think I could afford it anyway, so I came up with a sort of serial numbers filed off thing that was just used the source material that Garrow's Law itself used, which was the bloody code. And now you should know also that the idea was brewing way before Garrow's Law. I read a book by Bernard Cornwell called The Gallows Thief, and this book was a real shock to me because I didn't think that the worst period for capital punishment in British history would be so recent. And that combined with some stuff with Terry Deary's Horrible History series. A lot of American reviewers have been going on about, oh, how can I do a funny story about a kid getting hanged? If you're raised on horrible histories, you're doing funny stories about stupid, senseless death all the time. And yeah, I think it's just a cultural thing. But hey, it's just how it goes sometimes. So yeah, 3 main sources, not 4. Garrow's Law, The Gallows Thief, Horrible Histories, and of course history itself. Yeah, the system. Now, I wanted to avoid using Express again because, well, I think Tommy Brownwell said it is a bit complicated for what's supposed to be a simple game. And I immediately went towards Grimm's Beer and Crisp system, which runs Invaders and Urban Fairy. It's a very simple system based on dice roll-off, six-sided dice roll-off, and it's really effective at what it does. Now, of course, I put my own spin on this. I brought in the idea of statistic decay. I also had the idea of roll 2 dice, pick the highest. I think maybe Grimm may have mentioned that in some of the abilities and special weapons and invaders, but I'm pretty sure the idea of sort of bringing it as a merit or 2 dice and pick the lowest as a flaw is pretty much a feature of the History Class series rather than generic beer and crisps. Not to blow my own trumpet or anything. Also, I made the whole thing very structured. This goes in through the other 2 History Fast games. You have a set structure to each story. And this is a bit restrictive, but at the same time it makes sense in context. Because you are going through a trial. And there is a set procedure to the trial. I'm not sure it's quite the same with Courtesans. Maybe I could have given it a bit more flexibility, and Doxy maybe I've given it a bit of flexibility, but if I needed to put more flexibility, I'll make up for it in Transported. Yeah, so that's the system. One comment I've had a lot of people say about it is, where's the combat system? Well, there is a combat system, but it's all based around case points and the fact your injuries can affect your case. But there isn't actually a lethal combat system. I have since come up with some optional rules available free from the blog, which allow you to murder each other like you do in a regular role-playing game. So that particular, if it is a loophole, I don't think it is. I think Tough Justice should be played without lethality in the core rules. If you want to make it more complicated, bring in lethality. But as it stands, it's perfectly fine without it. Now, I think I mentioned in Courtesans, the commentary I did before on Courtesans, that I am sick to fucking death of people trying to apply an agenda to me, to Grimm, to a work of fiction. We don't have an agenda, we just write role-playing games. Having said that, I think it's important for me to clarify my position on the issues raised. You needn't necessarily agree with me to enjoy Tough Justice. You needn't necessarily disagree with me to enjoy Tough Justice. My opinion is completely and utterly irrelevant. I'm not trying to preach, I'm just trying to get people to have a think about what their view is. And that's all I've ever been doing. I'm not any particularist, like some forumites have been suggesting. I'm just want to get those things being talked about. And yeah, the death penalty. That's an interesting one. You'd have thought, if you'd read Tough Justice, that I am an outright opponent. No, I never have been. I will clarify that. I'm not in favour of another bloody code. That was ridiculous. And these are called the history farces for good reason, because although it's a very grim subject matter, it is a complete and utter farce that somebody could get hanged for pickpocketing a shilling's worth of stuff. It's ridiculous. And it is important to laugh at even the most serious of subjects like that, because by laughing at it, you disempower it. I mean, that's the sort of shit that Mel Brooks has been saying for years, but it's true. You laugh at something, you disempower it, you make it look ridiculous. And yeah, the bloody code was ridiculous. Personally, I think there are some crimes that society no longer has an obligation to you if you commit those crimes. You really don't deserve prison or any sort of lighter punishment. And also, there are crimes that go beyond that even, and you don't even deserve, if you commit these crimes, you don't deserve to have a proper burial, proper memorial, whether secular or religious, I don't give a fuck. There are some crimes that are just so heinous, in my opinion, that that's it. Gone in history. Well, hope that clears everything. So yeah, that was Tough Justice. Hope you enjoyed my little chat, and I hope you'll join me again soon for another chat on another game. That'll be Doxy, coming soon.